Hi Aquarius, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a November reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or however Aquarius resonates with you or your chart. So we're going to do a Celtic cross. I'm going to lay out the cards, get an overall energy. I'll clarify all of those cards. We'll get some advice and close out with an oracle message. This is a new channel, so please like and subscribe. Let me know if this reading resonated and what you like on my channel and what you don't. I have lots of different readings, so please check them out. Spirit, what is the message for Aquarius for November 2025? We just entered Scorpio season. So happy Scorpio season. Samhain is on the way this week. All right, Aquarius. Okay. All right, for the overall energy, we have the Ten of Wands. So Aquarius, this is your energy, or excuse me, this is the overall energy. It could be your energy. It could just be the overall energy of the reading, of feeling like you're potentially carrying a lot of burdens. This could be in regards to something like a passion project, some sort of like spiritual journey that you're on. Because there's a lot of wands in your reading. There's a lot of fire energy here. So again, you could be feeling very passionate. The Ten of Wands though is more about something that's coming to an end for you in November that has felt very heavy. But again, we're going to clarify all of these cards once I go through them this first time. In the position of your current state, we have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is water energy. So there's actually, Aquarius, not any energy, air energy on the table. And so you may not be feeling like yourself, honestly. You may be feeling overcome with emotions. You may be feeling like you are getting more in tune with your intuition and your emotional nature, Aquarius. So less in your head and more in your heart, which could be causing this feeling of heaviness, of burdens, potentially. This could be a person showing up in your reading, again, a water sign, but I tend to like to focus to who I'm reading for. But it could be someone, because there are a couple of court cards here, specifically in your past and your present positions, but we'll get to those. So as the blockage, we have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is about leaving something behind that we've emotionally invested in quite a bit. You know, the card, the eclipse there is standing out for me right now, and just kind of what that may mean for you, Aquarius, because we recently had an eclipse. You may be feeling eclipsed by your emotions. Again, not feeling like yourself. And it's not bad emotions that I'm getting here, or negative, I'm sorry, there's not bad emotions. It's not negative as much as just overwhelming and not what you're used to. And I feel like that's what the burden is, more specifically, than it being some sort of pessimistic or negative way of thinking. In the position of what you're bringing to fruition, what's at the top of your mind, we have the High Priestess. This is one of two major arcana on the table. So this is pretty significant what you are trying to bring to fruition. Again, this is alluding to the fact that you are working on connecting to the spiritual world, wanting to discover the mysteries of life. And, you know, there's the Aquarius energy that I'm getting, is kind of this ethereal, ritualistic type practice that you are potentially engaging in, whether that be through tarot or some other, you know, like Reiki or massage or just praying, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Everyone connects differently to spirit, but that seems to be at the top of what's happening right now for you. I wouldn't be surprised if the Wheel of Fortune comes out here, or the Judgment card, for some sort of clarification for these. In the subconscious, we have the Two of Cups. And so there could be a connection here. This could be connection with self. This could be connection with someone else. But subconsciously, it seems that, Aquarius, you're working towards love and connection and depth. Again, more water energy here for you. And the fact that it's, you know, subconsciously manifesting, you know, is really interesting for you. So again, there could be someone here that you feel very connected to. You may not think of this person as someone that you are connected to in that way, but again, this could be something that's hidden. Especially with the High Priestess, there could be some sort of hidden feelings here for some of you. In the past, we have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is about inspiration, spirituality, being very passionate and driven and excited and, you know, positive about what you're working towards. Again, with this Ten of Wands, is the overall energy. I'm getting that there's something that you're working on, whether that be a relationship with spirit or someone else. You could be working on a project, some of you, that is of some sort of otherworldly scenario. I don't really know the word I'm looking for there, but this could be your energy in the past. Again, it could be just you moving towards something that, again, you feel that you want to work on and grow. Because in the near future, we have the King of Wands, which is growth all the way from the Page to the Knight to the Queen to the King. And there is no gender in tarot. This is more of just a masculine energy, or what we know of masculine. The King and the Queen are equal. They just bring different energies as far as interest and ways of communicating, right? So those ways that we think of more of like a masculine or mature, let me not be sexist here, I don't know, energy. You could be a masculine, you could identify as masculine, or you're just in this very masculine energy of determination. And, you know, what comes to mind is the Seven of Swords, like really kind of taking control of the situation and using what you have to create your desires and to bring that into fruition. In the position of what's influencing you right now, we have the Chariot. This is the second major arcana card. And so the Chariot is in the position of influencing you is there's something quickly, and I've been trying to think of this word lately and I just can't. I need to spend some time. I need to remember to try to explore this word that I've been looking for, but very solid and strong and grounded and like concrete is what it makes me think of, but moving. And maybe there's a situation here where you're feeling stuck. Maybe that's why I'm getting this feeling of concrete. I feel like you're moving or have the potential or the opportunity to quickly move forward to create your greatest desires and wishes. And there's definitely the energy here for that. There could be some travel here that needs to happen. Sorry, y'all. I've been having a hard time the past like week speaking. So I feel like Mercury. See? Mercury is about to go in retrograde. But yes, very balanced and determined here. In the position of your environment and how others see you, we have the Three of Wands. And so people around you are seeing you starting to create what it is that you're desiring. Your ships are starting to come in and people are starting to see that. In the position of hopes and fears, we have the Three of Cups. This could be about being vulnerable with others, a fear of being your true self in social situations. This could be a hope as well for support and community to come around you. We'll know more when we clarify. In the position of the outcome, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And I'm not sure, when I pull these cards out and I lay them down, they should come upright. When I'm shuffling and they fly out, that's another thing. But when I lay them down, they should come out upright. And this actually came out in reverse. And so the outcome here, the first thing that comes to mind, unfortunately, is potentially a loss of money. However, the more that I'm, applying that to this situation, I'm almost wondering if you're stepping into a more engaged and communal aspect of yourself and letting go of some of the more when we're young, we're less focused on everyone around us and we're more focused on us, right? I guess that is relative in how we want to think about that, but this could be about bringing others into the fold of your success, Aquarius, or your work or your desire, your wishes. Because, again, the overall energy is this Ten of Wands. And so this is you carrying these burdens. This could be about accessing help through spiritual guidance or in community. All right, let's clarify these cards. Why is the Ten of Wands here, Spirit? Why is the Ten of Wands here for Aquarius? Please clarify. One more card to clarify, the Ten of Wands for Aquarius. Okay. The Ten of Wands is clarified by the Magician, the Four of Wands, and the Devil. There is a sense here of you taking on too much. There is a sense of that creating instability for you, Aquarius, because what I'm getting is that you're doing too much. You're taking too much on. Though it is a noble pursuit, I'm sure there's a lot that can happen when we aren't able to be present in what we're creating, right? Some of you might be trying to build or buy a home as well. That's not for all of you, but for some of you, I'm getting that. Okay. Spirit, why is the Queen of Cups here? Please clarify the Queen of Cups. Please clarify the Queen of Cups for Aquarius. One more card to clarify. Okay. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Hanged One. For some of you, you've been investing in a relationship, whether that be romantic or familial. You are offering, I see you as the more grounded or stable person in this situation, whatever that means for you all differently. But I feel like Aquarius, that you have some stability here, whether that be with a house or finances or health. And you're currently in a space of, I mean, it seems like things are going, decently well, right? I'm not getting, at least not yet, that things have been bad. Let's clarify this Eight of Cups as the blockage and see, because there is some sort of perspective or perspective shift or surrender that may be required here. All right, Spirit, why is the Eight of Cups here? Please clarify the Eight of Cups as the blockage. Why is the Eight of Cups here, Spirit? Why is the Eight of Cups here as the blockage? For some of you, this may be a relationship that you have invested a lot in, that you are considering moving away from. Why is the Eight of Cups here? Please clarify. One more card to clarify. Okay, the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Six of Swords, the Strength card, and the Six of Pentacles. The challenge here is moving on. I'm not sure what that means. It's going to be different for everyone. But the challenge is leaving behind something that may be very stabilizing for you, Aquarius. Whether, again, a relationship, health, wealth. This Nine of Pentacles is drawing my eye to the outcome. That's the Nine of Pentacles. And so some of you may be loaning money to someone here. Or there's a blockage due to money. For some of you that are in a housing situation, there may be a concern of having enough money. But more so, I'm getting that this is about a relationship of some sort. I'm kind of getting like a parent-child here relationship for a lot of you. There could be a child leaving the home. Okay, let's clarify the High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here in the front of mind? What Aquarius is bringing to fruition? Why is the High Priestess here? Okay, we got 4 to clarify. The High Priestess is clarified by the Moon, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. There's something here coming to fruition with you, this Queen of Swords. I feel like, Aquarius, you've been healing from something, and it's not, I don't know that people are aware of what you've been through for some of you. For others, I'm getting that there's going to be this shift coming in that you're potentially not aware of. This could be an opportunity for healing, for rest, for this could be a spiritual retreat for some of you. This could be what you're, needing or desiring is some time to connect with yourself in the spiritual realm, especially if you have all of this stress going on with a house, a relationship, some sort of connection here. Why is the Two of Cups here in the subconscious? Why is the Two of Cups here, Spirit? Please clarify the Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups here? Okay. Here you are clarifying the Two of Cups, the Star, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Aquarius, beneath the surface or in the subconscious, there's a true desire for connection. Something that is like nothing you've ever experienced is what I'm hearing. I feel like the past has created a lot of anxiety that has manifested for you in ways that is burdensome, that is mentally exhausting, and can bring on addictive behaviors. This may be a connection with yourself for some of you, and needing to work on, having a struggle with self-love and self-care, which would explain this high priestess and the need to connect and work on that relationship. Some of you may experience like ruminating thoughts and things like that that are fogging the psyche from true fulfillment. Why is the page, we got the page and the king here. I don't think we need to clarify both. Why is the King of Wands here, Spirit, in the near future? Please clarify. Why is the King of Wands here, Spirit? This is about growth in your emotions. Wow. Wow. Sorry, y'all. One more card to clarify. Okay. Wow. So the King of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands, which came out in reverse. There's a quick progression here from, I feel like, a less experienced you to a more abundant you. I feel like some of you are working on filling your own cup, being a consistent and strong support for others. Some of you may have to let go of some of the things that you have desired or created or, worked on in the past for a new opportunity to grow and develop. For a lot of you, I am getting this is about growing and recreating the self. Some of you may be working on deep healing with your psyche. Okay, Spirit, why is the Chariot here in the position of what is influencing this situation? All right, we have one more. Why is the Chariot here? Okay, the Chariot is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, which came out in reverse. Actually, I'm sorry, it didn't because I picked it up. The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. There could be some kind of monetary reward or health. This could be about your health. Creating balance again with the mind and reality, what's grounded in reality. The Chariot is Cancer energy, which takes me, again, this is very, there's a lot of water here. And, you know, some of you could be working with a professional, like a therapist, a life coach, a mentor, a, you know, spiritual support or religious support. But I see you really working on stabilizing yourself through this so that you can have a victory, some sort of victory here. Maybe you have a goal to, you know, run a marathon. Some would say, what does that have to do with emotions? It has a lot to do. It really actually has a lot to do with mind, right? And that, and physical. So, but it takes, again, you know, everything to create the whole. It's not just one. Like, for so long, we've, you know, at least here in America, have focused on being in our own silos and being the best, which has really kept us from engaging more in community and connecting through community and through our health and all of those things, because everyone's, you know, we're also focused on paying the bills, right? In the position of hopes and fears, we have the, well, let's clarify this Three of Wands, how others are seeing you. Why is the Three of Wands here, Spirit? Why is the Three of Wands here? Why is the Three of Wands here? Okay, the Three of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ace of Pentacles. You know, others see you in a place where your ships are coming in after walking away from something. For some of you, this could be after a relationship. For others, this could be looking towards new opportunities and connections. But people see the growth that you have gone through. They see you leveling up. They see this ascension. And you getting back what you've put into something. Spirit, why is the Three of Cups here in hopes and fears? Why is the Three of Cups here for Aquarius? 33:37 on the clock. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. The fear here is that I think some of you fear or think that you are too independent, but more so, you don't want people to think that you are in a space of feeling kind of selfish. I hate to say it in that way, but I really can't think of another word. And this is a fear. There could be a hope that you're going to come out of this without a lot of damage to your situation or relationship. Hopefully that resonates. I'm not really sure what that means. So let me know if you do in the comments. All right, why is the last card? Why is the Nine of Pentacles here as the outcome? And it is in reverse. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here, Spirit? Please clarify. Okay. The Justice card. The Page of Swords. And the Six of Wands. The outcome here is dare I say justice? Because there is a success here. I'm really thinking this is about, for a lot of you, coming outside of yourself. I feel like potentially you've been in a hermit mode. You've been working on, manifesting what you want. You've been working on yourself. You've been getting more in tune with your emotions, your curiosity. And there's going to be a success here in that, in being with others in community. Okay. Anything else? I think it's important, Aquarius, just to show up and as your whole self. I think that's what you've been doing to get from this Page to the King. And I think that, again, it's required some time for you to go within and be curious and explore yourself, the connection with yourself, and how that relates to others. So let's get some advice. What is the advice for Aquarius? Four of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. The advice here is to open yourself up to being vulnerable and sharing the, some of the pain that you have endured. There's a real need to get in touch with your emotions about this. I'm going to tell you, y'all, I used to think when I was younger, family will get better and my health will get better and my wealth. And that's not the case. Mental health, if we don't deal with it, it gets worse. Things get worse. Family certainly usually doesn't get better. And I hate to say that, but it's important, especially for young people listening, to know that, because I just lost my train of thought. Oh, it's important that young people know that, because at least in my situation, I stuck around waiting for things and hoping and begging for things to get better, and they didn't. And it only came back and hurt me. And so it kind of reminds me of this page to the king of restarting, rewriting, breaking cycles in the family, breaking cycles with ourselves so that we can be open to growing in new ways. All right. Let's get an oracle message for Aquarius for November 4044 on the timer. Whoa. I'm going to take this one on the top. Ooh. Chaparral. Card number 33. Rider of the Fault Line. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Chaparral. Chaparral belongs to the desert, the land of the rippling heat auras and languid horizons. It is the distilled drop of water collected by the desert plants, which expands out beyond the imagination as the beauty of the desert landscape grows from seeming rock and sand. Chaparral is the ally that filters to prevent overload. It is a vivid, dreaming plant that will help you integrate your experiences into waking life, filter out what you do not need to understand or hold, and let your memories and feelings settle into your cells, your membranes, and your heart. Chaparral is particularly helpful if your experiences have torn or shattered your sense of self or sense of memory. Remembering is an important part of life that serves us in growth, survival, and thriving. Chaparral aids us in the digestion of our experience and trauma. It works in this way in our physical bodies as well, integrating, filtering, and removing the elements that do not help and likely harm. Cleansing the body and the psyche will allow for clear purpose, good rest, effective healing, and a sense of integration, calm, and remembering ourselves. If Chaparral is speaking to you, spend some time with the parts of you that feel fractured, chaotic, or degraded. Chaparral will enter your dreams and your tissues, leaving behind those residual wounds. That may be an herb or a plant that you're interested in learning more about. So, Aquarius, hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for spending this sunrise with me. And I hope you have a lovely day, night, evening, month, year, life. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other readings, and I'll see you soon, Aquarius. Peace and blessings.